Yes. Good morning.
Yo. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Or good evening if you're from Australia, innit? You know, that's why they're Australians and them man on that side of the world, bro. They love these morning streams because they're just about to go to bed now.
They're chilling now, innit? This is like a good time for them. They're just like, let's just listen to these two chat shit before we go
it's
sleep.
20 past 8, innit? So
see, that's a sick time for them.
Get a little stream in it, maybe like watch something else on TV at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then go to bed. So this is like the perfect time for the Australians. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Kalvin Phillips today. Kalvin Phillips is Man City's next target. We'll go through the rumours. Maybe we can do a little bit of a timeline as well on that as well, because I know timelines, you guys really love it when we go through the timelines. And it's good for us actually, because we can see sort of where this deal is at and sort of what people are saying. Couple of things though before we get started. Number one, we never really get as many people in these morning streams, guys, so please drop a like on the stream. Currently on 98 likes. The more likes, the more people will get to see the stream and get in it, so get them numbers up. So help us out, please drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Our next target now is 60,000 subscribers, which is absolutely wild. Just under 5,000 to go. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos or streams. And I keep saying, because it's transfer window, them streams, they can just go up like that and there's no notifications, you know what I mean, unless you hit that notification bell. And finally, massive shout out to the guys at One Football. They sponsored today's stream. If you don't know what One Football is, they've got this app that you can download on your phone and your iPads and shit like that, completely free. You can use a link in the description, pin comment and QR code on screen to download it. When you download it, select whoever you support as your favourite team. So I guess most of you, and it'll be City fans. Select City. You get all the transfer news, team news straight to your phone, transfer rumours. It's completely, it's absolutely sick. They have loads of interactive stuff on there as well, like voting on stuff for player of the match, you know, who you think's going to win the game, loads of stuff like that. It's absolutely sick, completely free, and you help support the channel if you download it. So yeah, do them 3 things and we'll be forever grateful. Anthony Gaming with the $5 dono before we even started says Man City need to get their 2 targets right now. Splash the cash on them before we go on the USA tour. It's a good point. We would ideally like to have these players in, whether it's Kalvin Phillips, whether it's Cucurella, all these players. Ideally, in an ideal world, you do want them before you go on the tour, so then they can go through that whole pre-season. I maintain that under Pep Guardiola, it's essential that you have a full pre-season.
I think more so under Pep than any other managers, to be honest, because it's a harder learning curve to go from any manager to Pep Guardiola than it would be. So I feel like pre-season is a must for these players. Khaldoon said in his interview thing that he would ideally like these players by the 1st of July. But it doesn't always happen that way, obviously, because of the selling clubs. But I think City will push for it. I think the only thing that is stalling things at the moment is this Nations League. I think that's why, if you like, I think everyone's pretty much noticed that everything is taking a backseat for the past 2 weeks or so. Like, I know we've had the whole Haaland stuff and that, but all this Cucurella, like the information, Cucurella, Phillips, it's all kind of just chilled out for a bit, and that's because they're all away. Obviously, we do have stuff to settle in our own club, like Raheem Sterling's future. That'll come up once. I think England play tonight, and I think this is the last game.
That's correct.
This is the last game, so things will start kicking up again. There is a rumor going about that the Phillips deal will go into like overdrive once they all get back from the Nations League, because City basically aren't wasting no time with Cucurella and Phillips. They want it over the line. They want them here, and that's the way to go. We just have to be a little bit patient and let them get back from the Nations League. That's the only annoying thing. Yeah,
no, exactly. And on that point, actually, Anthony there with a $5 dono. Thanks a lot for the donation, bro. Times Sport yesterday, and Charlotte Dunker from Times basically are saying the same sort of thing that you're saying there, Anthony, in that Man City are now trying to push to secure a deal for Leeds Kalvin Phillips before they head off to the USA pre-season tour in the middle of July. So it looks like the club, the board, the manager, everyone connected with City who's relevant in trying to get this deal over the line is thinking the same way that Anthony's thinking, the same way that we're thinking, in that City needs to get this deal done, ideally, before they go to the USA tour. I think depending on the player, depends on how important that is. I think it is generally important for all players. I think players like Alvarez, players like Haaland and maybe even Cucurella to some extent are a little bit more important at getting them in, because I think they have more importance. Like, at the end of the day, what's Kalvin Phillips got to do? He's got to come in, play in the middle and make passes and be in the right positions. I think with players like Haaland, Alvarez and Cucurella, because he's going to have to be going up and down the line and Pep will give him more instructions on when to go up, when to drop back, etc. I think it's more important for them. So I think Kalvin Phillips, out of the four, in my opinion, he's probably the one that maybe could drag on a little bit longer, but in an ideal world, you do want him in before you go on that pre-season tour.
For me, it's exciting the fact that the whole Nation League thing is coming to an end now, because now that that's finishing, it's good to see. It's good to see, like, how fast these deals are going to get in, the rumours are going to ramp up and stuff, and that's when the City off season kind of thing, like, it proper like comes exciting, because like every day you're getting new information about these different transfers, especially when you're going through like chasing more than one target. And obviously we have outgoings to deal with, kind of thing, like the whole Raheem Sterling situation, if that does happen, which I beg it doesn't. Yeah, it's. I see a lot of people. There's a lot of people speaking about Gavi today. Is like some news popped about Gavi or something? And I know there was rumours about PK and Gavi's. Mum, but I'm not sure how true that was. But yeah, me and Lewis watched Gavi a long time ago, and we was like, this guy is incredible. Yeah. It was like, this guy is the next Messi. He's mint.
You could tell from like the first moment you're seeing him that this guy was a special player. And we watched him last season, didn't we? In some Barcelona game, and he was just Messi vibes. It was wild.
So sick.
Yeah, it was wild.
Gavi has a £50 million release clause. Yeah, but I don't think that's at Barcelona. I think that's the one where his current club, and I think Barcelona have got like a first dibs to activate that.
Why? What you saying? Is it? No, 'cause I thought he'd signed for Barcelona.
I thought there was a thing where he hasn't actually signed yet, Joe, because of all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah, no, I think he has signed. I think that maybe are we talking about the guy who's played for Udinese one time, bro? I think we might be getting confused. Gavi has always been at Barcelona.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think there's another player that plays on that right hand side that we seen, and it was also sick.
No, because I'm thinking of Gavi.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, Gavi's not the point. We're not going to get Gavi in it, but yeah, Anthony says, I do live in Australia. My state is Adelaide. Ah, yes. Shout out Adelaide. So, yeah, I mean, this deal is being pushed forward. How much it's going to take, I don't know. We did hear from Matt Hughes, didn't we, when we went through the stream last time. I'm not sure if he was on that one. I think he was in hospital at the time. And City are willing to pay up to £60 million for Kalvin Phillips. But I don't think City are going in with an offer of £60 million. I think they're going to go in with around 45, 50, hopefully with some add-ons in there. And, you know, it was funny, actually, because I was watching Mark Goldbridge's That's Football. I was watching his video on Darwin Núñez. And he made the same point that we make, bro, in that I don't know why people get upset about add-ons, because you only pay add-ons if you hit the targets. You know what I mean? If they don't hit the targets, you don't pay the cash.
Basically, if he's proven to be good, you pay more money, but then he's worth that more money because he's already proven that he's good.
Yeah, so look, if we pay 50 mil or 45 mil and then pay an extra 10, 15 in add-ons, I really ain't got a problem with that, because if we pay the add-ons, then that means he's doing something right, and that's how it works. You know what I mean? Add-ons. You know, I'm all for the add-ons. Put as many add-ons as you want, because you're only paying them if the add-on thing is hit, and if you hit the add-on and then you're not had a good season, or you're not been good, then your add-ons are shit, you know what I mean? So work on your add-ons, basically. We're currently on 197 likes, guys. 3 people, please drop a thumbs up on the stream. Get us past 200 likes, come on. So, yeah, we always struggle to get the numbers up towards 800s in the morning stream. So if you like the stream, it just helps YouTube algorithm store it out to more people and helps us get those numbers up, man. So make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And check out the OneFootball app, link in the description. Yeah, bro, I need to explain. I know I have told you this, and I sort of joked a little bit about it, but I know we said it on the stream, but we didn't really go into too much detail.
I know what you're going to say, but you didn't tell me too much detail on it. You literally just said it, and that was it. I need to know, innit? I need to know.
So, regards the LB agenda, the agenda that I held on Kalvin Phillips, so let me first of all maybe explain why I got myself into that agenda, right? Why I held that agenda against Kalvin Phillips, because I think that it's important, right? So first of all, it's very important for people to understand. I think most of you already know, but for the people maybe who are slightly new to the channel or maybe don't watch too, just nip in and now and again, like, it's pretty similar for both of us. I don't watch every single football match in the world, yeah? I don't have the time to watch every single football match in the world. I watch select matches. I watch every single City match, as you know, because we do watch-alongs. And I'll watch select other games that we watch for our Tier 3 members. We do like 1, maybe 2 Tier 3 matches a week. By the way, they are returning this week, so make sure you are a Tier 3 member if you want to get in them. And then I'll watch maybe a few other random matches when I'm at home or I'm down the pub or something like that, right? So it's important to know that the only real times that I've seen Kalvin Phillips play is for England, right? And for Leeds. But typically when I'm watching Leeds in a match where they're expected to lose. Because I'm not watching Leeds versus West Ham or Leeds versus Norwich. I'm watching Leeds versus Liverpool, Leeds versus City, Leeds versus United, etc. You get the picture. So basically, I'm not seeing Kalvin Phillips in the games where he can thrive, because he can thrive in games when he can get on the ball and make things happen from that deep line position.
You're watching him in these most difficult games.
Yeah, I'm watching him in the most difficult games, playing for a team that's nowhere near City's level. So I think that maybe my agenda, first of all, I don't think Kalvin Phillips is good going forward. I still maintain that. I still think that, because I've seen him play for England, and I've seen it in a game in the Euros where Southgate had Kalvin Phillips on the ball, playing and driving at the defence, trying to make passes, and I thought he was shocking in that game. That's not his fault. I don't think that's his best position. I think that's Southgate, but that's another situation. But when you see Kalvin Phillips playing in that deep lying position, he's a very, very good player. His passing accuracy is stunning. His defensive work rate is excellent. His tackle success is very, very good. And you only have to look at the stats. Leeds United concede a hell of a lot more goals when Kalvin Phillips is not in the side. That's a fact. And that's some research that I did. So, yeah, basically, cut a long story short, I think that the Kalvin Phillips agenda was influenced by Gareth Southgate, because he played him in a position that he's not strongest at, and then amplified by the fact that I only watch Leeds when they're playing a team that they're expected to lose, so he can't really do what he wants to do. I took a bit of time. Yeah, I mean, I did a bit of time. I really thought about whether this agenda was fair and reasonable. And then I did some research, you know what I mean? I was on Transfer Marks, looking at the stats, you know what I mean? How does he do when he's in the team? How does the team perform when he's in there? How many goals do they score when he's in there? How many goals do they concede when he's in there, etc., etc.? Then I watched a 2-minute compilation video.
As you do.
And as a result, Bray, the whole thing disappeared, innit? I no longer hold that Kalvin Phillips agenda, which is why it's important, I believe, that when you have an agenda, to come out and say, I have an agenda FC, because then everyone knows.
Yeah, you know, you've always been open about your agendas, which I like that, innit? I mean, you always said, like, oh, I've got an agenda on this guy, open agenda on this guy. And he said this from Phillips from day one of us being linked with him as well. He was like, nah, I have an open agenda about this guy. But you was willing to look into it, and that's what you got to respect, innit? Do you know what I mean, bro? You is willing to let your mind be changed if he could change it for you, innit? And then,
that's the important thing, Bray. It's when you have an agenda, we all have agendas against certain players. It's important to be honest about your agendas, yeah? And then, if you need to change, just change. Don't be that stubborn guy where, nah, I'm back here, I'm standing on this hill, I ain't getting down, you know what I mean? I'm staying here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be honest, and if you want to change your agenda, just be like, yeah, I'm changing. And I've changed, Bray.
I like it. I like it, bro. I have to admit, it was difficult watching him playing that England setup, because he kept going forward bare. And it was a weird kind of like role for Kalvin Phillips. You know what I mean? Like, I was a bit like, what is he doing? I'd rather have another attacker on if he's pushing this far up the pitch. When he was playing for England in the Euros. So that was my gripe with Kalvin Phillips when I was watching him. I was like, I didn't actually want him on the pitch just because I thought he was playing too advanced.
Yeah.
But then, do you know what I mean? I've seen compilation videos myself and that, and obviously, like say, we don't watch too much football outside of City unless we're watching like Liverpool play or Chelsea play or something like that, so we don't really get a fair assessment on Kalvin Phillips. It's going to be interesting, if we do sign him to see how he fits in and stuff, because I think he has the potential to do well, and the fact that you've got like Marcelo Bielsa, when he came to City, he said to Pep, he said this guy will fit in he will 100% fit into this side. And that he's talking about a side there filled with absolute talent. And Marcelo Bielsa's like, yeah, he will fit in 100%. And Pep respects Marcelo Bielsa a lot. He has done like during all his career. So I think he'll trust his word on that. And I think ever since then, he's probably been after him. Probably before that, he's probably been looking at him a bit and then asked Bielsa about the situation. I think it all just depends on price tags and stuff, because I know the whole thing about the £60 million price tag, but like you said, I think that'd have to be with add-ons for me, the £60 million. I think a bit further down for me. I just can't imagine us going, £60 million, here you go for Kalvin Phillips, but you never know, the club might be, because like you say, we at the moment, what is our like? Do you know what I mean? If you want to go for the net spend trophy, innit? What are we on now? Do you know what I mean? The Torres money didn't come through until this summer, innit? So do you know what I mean? We've not actually spent anything yet, which is wild. And we won the league, bro. All the money that you get from winning the league and stuff, which and all the TV rights and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? We do have cash in the bank to be able to buy these transfers, and for us to only be going for two that aren't like super expensive, like City might just be like, yeah, we'll budget at maximum 50 million, or like, do you know what I mean, around 50 million each, and then like, give or take either side. So you might just be like, yeah, we're going to spend 100 million this transfer window, if you're not including Haaland.
Yeah, no, I agree. Anthony Gaming with another donation. Yes, Bray. He's on fire. Coming in with the 5. He says, get Kalvin Phillips and Cucurella. Can we just get it done? Buy them for $100 million. Well, that's probably going to be the sort of money that we're talking about, I think. So I think you bang on the mark there. And Stumpy, MCFC, welcome to the Extra Club. Join as a Tier 3 member. Good to have you with us, Stumpy. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel.
Stumpy.
Hopefully see you in some streams. We're going to do some this week, actually. So hopefully see you there. Darcy with the 15. Yes, Darcy. Thanks a lot for the support on the channel. It says, I think people are too quick to write off Phillips because of the Jack Grealish transfer, and I think it's put a sour taste in our mouths a bit. But in my opinion, Phillips is a great option, and Pep knows what's best. You could be onto something there, to be honest with you. Obviously, spending big cash on Jack Grealish. People obviously have their opinions on how that went this season. Maybe you are right. Maybe it's because it's another English player, another player from the Premier League, a club that's lower down the leagues. Is this a right move? But I think, to be honest, it'll be easier for Phillips to come in and look decent, because we dominate the ball, and he's a player who clearly has talent on the ball, and not many teams press us, so he's going to get the ball, he's going to be able to turn, look forward, and just pick a pass. It's not that difficult, to be honest.
It's not like he can't make difficult passes either, do you know what I mean? Phillips can ping balls about like now tomorrow, he's good, but he is good, do you know what I mean, at passing. So.
But do you get what I'm saying? It's probably easier for Darcy, not Darcy, unless you're a football player, Darcy.
Darcy, mate.
It's probably easier for Phillips to come in and look decent compared to Grealish, because Grealish gets the ball in them wide positions and has to make things happen. That's harder than receiving the ball, turning when no one's pressing you, because no one presses us anymore, because everyone just sits back and making a pass, making a 5-yard pass, spreading it out to the wings.
And plus as well, when you have Grealish has the added pressure of when he's on the wing, you're like, do something, do you know what I mean? All the fans are basically wanting him to do something, take a man on kind of thing. You don't want that from Phillips.
No.
You don't want Phillips to go and taking no man on and that. Do you know what I mean? You're absolutely chilling with Phillips. Like you say, if you can just relax, get into the rhythm of our game and that, and just start pinging passes off. Do you know what I mean? If he wants to be safe and play the Gareth Barry role for a bit, he can do things like, he can take the easy route with the passes in that and look very good, because he'll look like he's just fit in straight away, which is good. Which is why I think he'll do well from the off, and I think the fans will back him from the off as well. And at the end of the day, the guy's gonna be rotating with Rodri. He might learn a lot from Rodri as well. I know Rodri's still young, kind of thing, but Rodri's incredible.
Yeah, I think the thing that people have to understand here as well, and I have mentioned this on the channel before, is that when you're buying a backup player, you have to buy a player that's good enough to play, but accepts that they're not going to be number one choice.
Yeah, they need to accept the role, innit?
Yeah, so, some people put names in the chat, and I see the names in the chat, and the names that you're putting in the chat may be decent options if they were buying them as a number one. But some of these players that people mentioned in the chat, they're not going to come in and just accept to be backup to Rodri. I just don't see them accepting it. So you have to buy a player that maybe is not as good as some of the players that people are mentioning. But you have to buy a player that is good enough to play when you need them to play, can push Rodri, because you also ideally want someone that can put pressure on Rodri so he improves his game. But someone who isn't so good where they're like, why am I on the bench again? You know what I mean? So it is a very, very difficult situation. And this is what I've said before. I maintain that it's harder to buy a backup player than it is to buy a number one. Because you've got to look at a lot more stuff. You have to look at the mentality. You have to look at how they play after being out for 5 games in a row. Because that will happen for Kalvin Phillips. He might go 5 games in a row without playing, but then he'll be played and he'll be expected to perform. There'll be no, there's no time adaptation here. You have to come in and perform when you picked, having not played maybe 3 or 4 games previously. So I still maintain that it's harder to buy these backup players than it is the main player. But I think Kalvin Phillips, from what we've seen, this guy has the potential to be a very, very good player in this position. He has the potential to push Rodri. If we look at the sort of tick boxes, what we want someone that can push Rodri. Yeah. I think he can push Rodri.
Yeah.
How far? Time will tell. Someone that can come in and ideally get on with it from day one. Well, he's played under Marco Bielsa, as you said, bro. He's played under a Leeds team which try and do the right things, try and play football in the right way. So
they played to pass, ain't
yeah,
I mean,
passing, possession-based football. So hopefully he can come in and just get on with it from day one. There will be an adaptation period there, of course there will. Someone that maybe isn't going to come in and demand the world straight away. Well, with all due respect, he's playing for Leeds United. He's not playing Champions League. He's not winning trophies. If he comes in there, he's not going to be demanding everything from Pep Guardiola. So again, tick box there. His stats, do they improve the team? Well, you only have to look at his stats for Leeds United. Yes, they do improve the team. They're a lot more solid when he's in the side, and they get a lot more points when he's in the side. So all things point to this being a fantastic deal for City. It's just a question over the price tag. Look, at the end of the day, for a club like City, whether we pay 45 million or 60 million, it ain't a massive difference. We're going to be raising a hell of a lot of money through player sales this year anyway. So it's just a case of,
I've seen something.
Does City want to go to 60 mil?
I'm sure I seen something a minute ago saying that City are projecting that they're going to get like something like 200 million.
Yeah, that does depend on whether like Sterling leaves.
Yeah, obviously it's like Sterling. It's like a cud, and it's a cud situation. But obviously that's a lot of cash. That is a lot of cash.
So, just quickly, there's a brilliant comment from Sami Zayn in the chat. But
I was just about to read that.
I completely disagree with the comment, but it's a brilliant comment and it's one that I want to challenge. So, Sammy says here, £50 million is too much. Why not go for De Jong? Right, okay, great question. So, I think this explains it perfectly. So, say we get Kalvin Phillips for 50 million. He's going through the tick boxes, right, which I've just gone through. If you get De Jong, we've already seen rumours that Barcelona are not going to sell him for anything less than 65 to 70 million.
I seen 80.
Yeah, basically, it's a lot of money. If he comes in, he doesn't meet the tick box criteria because he's not. I don't think he would be happy sitting on the bench.
No, he wants to start every game.
He wants to start every game. He's going to be demanding things, and he probably has the right to demand things because he's coming from Barcelona and he's seen, viewed, I disagree, as one of the best players in that position. So
something that we've not spoke about in these tick boxes is wages as well.
Yeah, and
like Phillips ain't going to come in and demand like to be one of the top paid players in the club, whereas Frenkie de Jong is on absolute cash at Barcelona. He's still going to want cash at his next club. He's not going to take a monumental pay cut. And do you know what I mean? Well, hence why it's looking like he's going to go to United, because I don't think he will take a pay cut if he goes to United.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, that he doesn't meet that tick box.
Yeah, he doesn't meet the tick box. It's a good comment, Sammy.
It's a very good comment.
It is, and thank you for sending it in because it helps explain why City are not going to go for Frenkie de Jong. Chico Muene, yes, thanks a lot for becoming an Extra Club member, Bray. I really appreciate the support for the channel.
Yes, Chico.
It really does help support the channel when people become Extra Club members. There's loads in the chat. I'm seeing Manksam, I'm seeing Nick Saunders there, I'm seeing Darcy, I'm seeing MTS, Elizabeth, yes. Thanks a lot for all your support, guys.
We got to be close to someone being a GOAT now.
Oh, the
people that don't know, right? After 2 years, you have your Extra Club badge in it as a member, yeah? But when you've been a member for 2 years, the Extra Club badge goes in it, and you just get a GOAT because you're a GOAT of the channel, and that's what we want. We want the GOATs to be in full force. So soon they'll be like rolling out. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Hugh Murray, he'll have the first one, so we'll have to wait and see for that. I don't know when it is. It's got to be soon, though.
Yeah, and Darcy here again, completely correct, Darcy. People are saying go for Kimmich. It's exactly the same.
It's exactly
the same. He's not going to come in and be happy just to sit on the bench. I mean, he plays week in, week out for Bayern Munich, doesn't he? So he's not going to come in to City and play on the bench. He's not going to displace Rodri. So this is what I'm saying. You have to buy players that can come in and be happy. Not happy. You don't want them to be happy to be on the bench. You want them to be like, oh, I don't want to be on the bench. I want to play. But you've got to get someone who understands their role. They have to understand their role. We're buying Kalvin Phillips. Kalvin Phillips needs to understand his role. He ain't coming to City to play 50 games a season and be our number one choice in that position. He's coming into City to compete with Rodri, to push Rodri, to play in games where Rodri needs a rest. But also, if Rodri gets injured, you need to be able to perform. And that's what Kalvin Phillips gives you. If you get Kimmich ain't going to sit on the bench for 3 or 4 games. He's going to, say we get Real Madrid in the Champions League, he ain't going to be happy being on the bench. And that's the thing, guys. And that's why I say, and I maintain it, that it's harder to buy these type of players than it is just to buy a number 6. Who you want to start as your number one.
Because you still need the quality. You still need the quality when Rodri's out. You can't have too much of a dip off. I mean, you can't have too much of a drop off in quality, but also at the same time, you're not looking to replace Rodri. So you're not going to go for Rodri quality. So it's like, it is difficult. It is difficult. Kimmich at right back. I mean, Kimmich is pure FIFA, isn't it? Kimmich is just pure FIFA mode. Like, it'd be nice, obviously. But at the same time, you could give me any DM in the world right now, and I'd say no because we've got Rodri. Like, I think Rodri's mint, and I think he's crucial to the way that we play, and he's done bits. I seen something then. It was Sam Zayn again. Sami Zayn said he likes Phillips, but he thinks he's around £40 million max, and I agree with that. I think the right price for Phillips is around £40 million as a maximum price. Obviously, it just depends on what the club can do and how they can get that deal over the line. They might look at maybe say like a £35 million transfer fee, but we might have to include add-ons if he reaches a certain thing. But like Lewis said before, add-ons work because they'll get them add-ons if he does sick for us. So as long as we put the right add-ons in, we might end up paying a little bit more money. We might end up paying like upwards of like, say it's a £50 million to £60 million, but it works.
Yes, just quickly, the comment, Abdullah Nordine. But you have to ask yourself, can Phillips play left back? Very good.
That's a good shout.
Marky D777 comes in with a 449 super chat. Thanks a lot for the support, Marky. Says, top content, chaps. Keep it up. Really excited for next season. Slamming anyone and everyone. Bring it on. Cannot wait. I completely agree, mate. As soon as we signed Haaland, as soon as that was announced yesterday, I was like, I want this season to start like now, mate. I just want to get on with it now. So,
this is why I'm well excited for pre-season, because it's just some form of City football.
Yeah.
Like, I just want football back now. I just want, like, do you know what I mean? I'm ready for it to be over. Do you remember when you said, it's 12, at the end of the season, you was like, it's 12 weeks till football again, or whatever it was, and you was like, that's long, that. And I said to you, nah, that's not long. I was like, that's good time, that. And you was like, nah, bro, I'm feeling it now, innit? I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm thirsty for football again. I'm like, I'm twerking. I want football back, innit?
He's twerking. He's loving it. Question on Bissouma. Now,
yes,
I know you make the point, and you make a correct point on what may be going on off the field, right? But Tottenham Hotspur have apparently agreed to sign this guy for 25 million quid.
That's a steal,
which seems a very, very, very good price. Now, Tottenham Hotspur must have done their due diligence on Bissouma and on this court case, whatever it is that's going on. And full disclosure, I'm not totally. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the facts. I know something's going on. However, Tottenham Hotspur must have done their due diligence regards this transfer, regards the player, what the player's like off the pitch, his partying, all that kind of stuff, and most importantly, this court case, which may or may not be going on. I probably need to actually look into it a bit more. That seems a very, very, very good price for a very, very good player. Surely Tottenham Hotspur are not paying that money unless they're convinced like there's nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
The thing, right? So Bissouma is very good. He is very good, and we've maintained this all along. Like, Bissouma's mint.
Yeah,
he is mint. But it was the added baggage. And that's why we could never back the whole let's get behind a Bissouma move for City. The fact that they've paid 25 million, does that kind of say basically we're not willing to pay any, like they could have gone to Brighton and said we're not willing to pay any more than £25 million because of the risk of this court case. Do you know what I mean? They could have basically factored in that court case to Brighton and said, we don't know the way this is going to go, so we're not going to pay you any more than £25 million. You get 25 mil. It gets this player who's currently going for a court case off the books, but and we're taking a massive gamble on it. And if it pays off, it goes well. Do you know what I mean? Like Hannah says there, they sold Ben White for 50 mil, bro. They could have got cash for Bissouma, but I reckon this court case is just. Do you know what I mean? His market value just crashed because of it.
So basically, I'm on the website, right? This is from 6th of April 2022. So only a couple of months ago, this, and basically saying they're on bail. But then someone tweeted yesterday in Port, he's not the accused, he's a key witness.
Oh.
So, maybe he did get arrested at the time, then got released, but he's still a key witness. I don't know whether that's true, by the way. It could be complete BS as to whether
he's not having a court case. Oh, wait, no. It was a Brighton youngster, wrong person. No, because Bissouma was having a court case. Bissouma was going through all this stuff. It was 100% Bissouma.
But my point
we don't know what the situation. By the way, he was 25 mil because his contract runs out next year.
Yeah, my point is, though, like, surely Tottenham have done their due diligence.
Yeah, bro, they must have looked into this deal. They must have looked into it. I think if all this court case thing goes away, right, and he's found not guilty and all this stuff just like dissolves, you know what I mean? I think that's an incredible signing. I think that is an incredible signing for Tottenham.
Yeah, it's a madness. It's weird, you know what I mean? And obviously, I don't know what the situation is there. There's been remarkably little news on the Bissouma. You don't really hear about it in the media or anything.
It just kind of like it all popped off at one point, didn't it? And then it just like died down for ages. So
yeah.
Like I say, Tottenham will have done the work. Tottenham will have done the work and looked into it. I mean, maybe City might have, but City might just be looking at it as in a situation of we don't want to go anywhere near that because of past.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
but
we
fair play to Spurs though. Spurs smashed
it. That's a very good deal.
But obviously, if he goes down, then 25 million in the bank in it. So, not in the bank, down the drain.
Down the drain.
Dave Rocky comes in with a $2 super chat. Thanks a lot, Dave. He says, any idea when the Phillips and Kunku deal will be done? Okay, so the Kalvin Phillips thing, obviously, I think this could be done relatively quickly if the clubs are close in the valuations. So I think they probably are close in the valuations because, I don't think Leeds are stupid. I don't think they're going to be putting some wild valuation on him. He wants to leave. He's told Leeds he wants to leave.
I think the club would have been speaking to Leeds as well whilst Phillips is at the Nations League.
So I think that could get done relatively quickly. The Cucurella deal, I need to look into this a little bit more, but I've seen apparently City need to offload players before we can sign him due to having too many foreign players or something like that. I need to look into that a little bit more.
I've not seen that,
Yeah, so maybe that one might, I think, because someone said we need to sell to buy, and then I'm sure that we need to sell at least one player before we can sign Cucurella. Maybe someone in the chat knows a little bit more about that than I do. I need to have a look into that. So maybe Cucurella might take a little bit longer, but Phillips, I mean, that could be done this week, next week. If I had to guess, I'd probably say next week.
I reckon the Phillips deal they want done before they want him to go on this pre-season tour. Yeah. So I reckon City will push hard to get that over the line, which is good for us as fans because it means that, do you know what I mean, it's going to happen if it happens fast. It's exciting for us, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because we get to see loads of information, loads of stuff will be dropping, which is why you need to put your notification bell on because we literally go live whenever stuff drops. And a lot of time, do you know what I mean? Loads of people don't have the notifications on, and they go, "Oh, I didn't even know you was live." But yeah, we go live like just random times, innit? So make sure you turn your notification bell on. I seen apparently, obviously, well, the whole thing why this is called Next Target Phillips is because apparently he is the next guy that we are going to go for. We're looking to secure a deal for Phillips before the preseason tour. Which is right. This is what Khaldoon wants. This is what the club wants. This is what Pepper want. It's what everyone wants, because it means that you get a full pre-season in when things are changing. There's a new style at the club and stuff. Like you say, Cucurella could take a bit of time. That I'm not really sure on that. But the Phillips deal, I have like genuine positivity that it could get done in the next 2 weeks, it's weird. It's weird to think of that deal being so close. Seeing as though we've just announced Haaland, it just seems weird. It just seems like fake.
Yeah, no, I agree. Someone in the chat put, what about Wilfred Ndidi?
I like him.
That's not a bad shout. I think it cost more money to get Ndidi out of Leicester than it would to get Phillips out of Leeds, because Leicester had a bad season, but they had a bad season, in my opinion, due to the horrendous injury record of the football club. He could stay at Leicester, and if they keep their players fit, they could easily break into the top 7, top 6. More than capable of doing so, especially if they make some good additions to the squad. And he's going to be playing every single minute. So I think it's a good shout, and I'd have him at City. But I just think that's not going to happen. I think it'll be too much money. And I think we're looking for a different type of profile. I think we are looking for someone who's a little bit more, a little bit better on the ball. I think Ndidi's a very, very good player, though.
Also, I don't know if he ticks the box of he'll be willing to be back up to Rodri. I don't know whether he's...
That's what I'm saying. I think because of what Leicester could do this season. If Leicester make a couple of signings, if Leicester spend like 130 million, which they're more than capable of doing so, and they have a little bit a better luck than they did last season in terms of injuries, then they could easily be pushing top 6, top 7, in my opinion, quite easily. So he wants to be playing for a team that he could be playing every single week for a team that could be potentially get into the Europa League, and you never know, with a bit of a luck, have a little bit of a push for 5th or 4th, then I think that's a little bit... He's probably a little bit too... Maybe not too good, because I think that Kalvin Phillips... They're different type of players, of course, but I don't think Kalvin Phillips is any worse than Ndidi. I just think Ndidi's playing for a better club, and he's going to be playing week in, week out for a club that could potentially challenge... Leicester could win a cup next season.
Yeah.
And he would be instrumental in as part of that. So
the thing is, which is worrying for, like, say, United, obviously going through their little transitional phase and that. I think Leicester might be back up there next season.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously injuries.
Horrendous record last season with the injuries. It really, really was. It was only, obviously, I think I seen him in like 10th position. I was like, oh, he's going to get sacked him. And I looked at their injuries. I was like, oh my God, he's actually doing a pretty decent job, to be fair. It's wild.
By the way, right, I've just had a look, and Ndidi's player agent is First 11 ISM. Like, I thought they couldn't do that anymore, like an own thing. Do you know what I mean? I thought it had to be like a legit agent, or is that just like a full agency kind of thing?
It'd probably be a full agency now. Yeah, it's been outlawed, that, isn't it? Guys, if you're not done so already, please drop a like on the stream. We need 49 people to drop a like on the stream, and we'll have 400 likes. So please drop a thumbs up.
That's
and
good
I told
for a
you,
morning stream.
it works, guys. Look at the likes. Look how many people are in the stream, man. Good to see everyone in. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Our next target is 60,000 subscribers. So if you are new, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos when we go live. People asking about the Inside City, we're going to record it straight after this, and that'll be uploaded so you can watch our reaction to the Inside City that's been uploaded on the City YouTube channel, so go check it out if you want it already. And a massive shout out to today's sponsor of the stream. It is the guys at OneFootball. Now you can download their app completely for free by using the link in the description, pin comment, or the QR code on screen. When you download it completely for free, just select whoever you support. So whether you're a City fan, a Leeds fan, United fan, a Liverpool fan, select whoever you support, and you get tailored news about your football club, and you get transfer news and transfer rumours throughout this transfer window. It is absolutely sick. Nations League is on now, of course. You get in-game stats, in-game commentary, all completely for free. It's absolutely sick. Me and John use it all the time. And you can download it by using that link in the description. You really help support the channel, so go and check it out. Chico with the $5 super chat. Yes, Chico. Just became a member a moment ago as well, of course. Said, guys, I'm hyped to be a member. I've always wanted to be, but I was in Zambia and I wasn't able to. But after moving to Australia, I know I can. Yes, Chico.
Yes, Chico.
Thanks a lot for supporting the channel, man. Some countries, of course, you're not allowed to become a member. I don't know why, but
it's weird that because we can't do anything about that. It just like some country just doesn't let it, doesn't it? YouTube just doesn't give them like the option for that kind of stuff. Like we get people asking us all the time, but glad you got to be able to become a member in that. I'm buzzing for you, mate, and I appreciate your support. Bro, Lord of Trexia put in the chat saying apparently in the 9320 pod they said we have room in the squad for 3 foreign players.
Right, okay. Well, I seen something that said they need to sell to buy. I will look into it then.
I have to do an investigation.
Bit of an investigation on it and see what's going on. But if that's true, then that's obviously clearly positive news. So buzzing for that.
Zoheeb says, lads, do a stream on Thursday for the Premier League fixtures. Yeah, we'll be doing that. Thursday morning, we'll do a stream, probably around 11 o'clock again. Depending on whenever we want to do it, innit? And we'll do a reaction to obviously City's Premier League fixtures and that, which is going to be exciting. But it'd be interesting to see if Bournemouth is the first game of the season. I can't, bro. You got onto that rapid.
Yeah, well,
you got onto that so fast.
Fair play. It was Tone out of our chat who got onto it, and I just tweeted it because I thought, that's pretty mad. Like,
because I didn't realize until I seen your tweet, and I was like, because I didn't see what the situation was. I was like, I don't get why they've tagged Bournemouth, and I was like, oh, when you posted, I was like, oh no, yeah, they legit could have just slipped up there. Because obviously they'll know by now because we're preparing everything. Do you know what I mean? Like all the graphics and the announcement and stuff like that.
Official news, Vincent Kompany has become the new manager of Burnley.
Oh, that is mad.
So maybe we'll see a few players go on loan there. Maybe Howard Bellis, someone like that, will go there. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll
I think that's the perfect one for me. Yeah. Howard Bellis going there. Obviously, he's worked with Kompany before. I think that's a good one for him. That.
Yeah, I think so. Anthony Gaiman with another $2 comes in and says, Australia's going to the World Cup. Are they? Well, congratulations. That'd be sick. Where is it? Oh, Qatar, of course. Yeah,
Qatar. Yeah,
that's why it's in. That's why it's at Christmas.
That's gonna be weird. That's gonna disrupt. That's gonna be interesting as well for the fixtures.
Yeah,
come out on Thursday, seeing the difference because obviously the World Cup.
Have you seen what they've done as well? The FA have asked the Premier League to, or vice versa. I don't know which way. Have asked the Premier League to make sure there's no Big Six clashes on that last week before the World Cup.
Does that not like? How are you going to do that, bro? It's random, isn't it?
It's not right. It's definitely not random. It's 100% not random.
It's fixed as anything.
Yeah, so they've asked them to make sure there's no Big Six clashes there, so no one gets injured or, basically so we can have a doddle. We'll probably have a proper easy match there. We probably will have a home game against a team that's probably fighting relegation. Anthony again with a $2. Anthony's been going mad today. Says Adelaide time 8:30 p.m. There you go, mate. So that's one of the reasons why we do these streams, so we can get the Aussies in. Right, okay. I guess that's it then. Kalvin Phillips, next target for Manchester City, Erling Haaland check, and Kalvin Phillips, big question mark there at the moment, but it's looking good.
Phillips on that.
C-sign Phillips on that. It's an interesting one. We will see what's going on with that, and we'll keep you obviously updated. Right, what's coming today then? So we're going to go record our Inside City reaction video. So we're going to go do that now. That'll be up within an hour or two, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And then tonight we're going to do another live stream regards later news. So
8 p.m. in it. We'll just make it up at a time.
So hopefully we'll see you there. Chico has just upgraded to a tier 3 as well. Chico will be doing a tier 3 live watch along of a match probably tomorrow night, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Hopefully see you in there. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you go check out the OneFootball app. Smash a like on the stream if you've not done so already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and we'll see you later on. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.